Well, but first of all, if you could sort of level set about edge computing, I think
Sure.
this is maybe a confusing trend for people.
Yeah, and I think there's, if we look, and I've been around the industry, you've been around the industry long enough, Eric, that, we've seen this, I'll say this pendulum of centralization and decentralization swing back and forth.
So we're already swinging back?
I believe so. And clearly, mainframe, oh, that was centralization.
Yeah.
Client server, oh, that was decentralization. And cloud has been a force of centralization. And we think edge, hybrid, IoT are forces of decentralization.
You compete against market transitions enabled by new technology. The biggest transition of all is the cloud's moving to the edge, the compute's moving to the edge, your storage security, your software applications, etc. And we saw
it's a data economy, all right? It's a multi-cloud world. That's a two-way street. And if you think about the billions of connected devices, the explosion in data, overlay on top of that, all the new computer science, that requires all kinds of new infrastructure. There's a boom on the edge. Figured out this boom on the edge. I think the edge will be bigger than the cloud.
Yeah.
The private cloud, the public cloud, the SaaS, the edge will be bigger.
What are some of the tell signs on that? How could you tell?
Okay, very, very simple. Go to ARM, right, and say how many microprocessors and sensors and controllers have you sold? 120 billion, okay? 7 billion people in the world, 120 billion. That's already sold, okay? This isn't the next 5 years or 10 years. The numbers are only gonna go up. That's just ARM. So you think about everything becoming intelligent, the cost.
Data. And what we see that the vast majority of the data is created at the edge where we live and work. Here we are, you and I and John having a conversation. There is cameras everywhere taping this. There's a lot of bits being created. And those bits, I hope, have value when people watch this. But what the action is. The second part of this, which I think is important, is that what we saw with the consumption of IT. And this is where, we have a vision to become the edge-to-cloud platform that you can consume as a service. And that's our HPE GreenLake offer. We have not imagined, and it's not just the fact that the public cloud is there, it's everything, whether it's in your own premises or at the edge. And that's
the excitement of a company that's reinventing itself. And you think about HPE, they are literally the original Silicon Valley garage startup. So much of what is great about the Valley, they brought. Lou Platt.
About is that our value proposition, our mobile-first, cloud-first approach is resonating with customers when it comes down to connectivity. And
so you see it all coming together. How big could it be? I think it will be the next generation, and truly not just the cloud moving to the edge, but internetworking, security, how load balancing.
The infrastructure, that ultimately we want this to be autonomous and intelligent. So therefore is an OpEx reduction on the runtime too.
For a lot of the biggest trends in technology that we hear about, edge computing is going to be a necessity. So there are a lot of use cases for edge computing, some of which are starting to be in use today. For example, in autonomous driving.
There is a growing sentiment that data is the new oil, which means that it's going to be the place where nation states compete. And it'll be something that, the United States has some catch up to do.